Biden doesn't care as much about being president. He cares more about getting revenge against the coup leaders. Joe just threw a hand grenade at Nancy Pelosi while she's stuck in a hospital bed in Germany.
I don't know how you look your constituents in the eye and know because the job they gave you gave you an inside track to make more money. I think we should be changing the law that we have to, but we abide by at the federal level, that nobody in the Congress should be able to make money in the stock market while they're in the Congress.
Biden didn't want to ban Congress from insider trading during his entire 50-year career in D.C. But a month before he leaves, he gives Nancy a little gift. This isn't about stopping corruption. It's about getting retribution. We asked the White House if the president has called Nancy to check in on her after she broke her hip in Belgium. We haven't heard back. So if Nancy wants to get rich in the House, she might have to do it the old-fashioned way, peddling influence like the big guy.
Hey, gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, and you're not going to believe what Sleepy Joe just proposed. I mean, after nearly 4 years in office, it's now, only now, being widely reported that Biden is proposing a ban, I kid you not, a ban on stock trading for all members of Congress. Nearly 4 years into his term, his literal last month, when nobody cares what the guy thinks, they don't even think he can think. Well, I guess better late than never, right? But yesterday, President Biden called for an end to stock trading for all members of Congress, which would ban this long scrutinized practice that's never been voted on and remains standard practice for nearly all congressmen. Standard practice, that is, that makes these professional politicians very, very rich. No one except Trump has ever left Congress poorer than when they entered. So what's really going on here? Well, joining me today is the one and only Ross Givens, who's been studying congressional insider trading for years now. Ross is actually holding a free training to show you how you can learn to do this as well, but legally and ethically. It's this Thursday, December 19th, 3 p.m. Eastern. It's online, so you can enjoy it from the comfort of your own couch. And Ross is going to show you step by step how the dolts in D.C. get very rich so that patriots, ordinary Americans, can follow suit and learn how to do the same thing for themselves. Just click on that link below to register for this amazingly insightful free trading. Ross, welcome. Great to see you again.
Thanks,
Perfect
buddy. You
timing,
too.
huh?
Man, I know. Yeah, it's kind of funny he throws this out. We do those trainings, once every month or every 2 months. So kind of ironic. We had one tomorrow or coming up tomorrow. So yeah it's interesting timing.
It is, and I thought of you immediately when I saw it come out. So, I mean, what do you make of Biden? What is he doing here?
Well, a couple of things. You and I were talking earlier about this could be sort of a revenge angle, but I mean, part of it is, I think you look at your last month in office and you instantly start thinking about your legacy, and his legacy is just embarrassing. I mean, he will go down as the worst president in modern history. He should have left office years ago. He spent 4 decades in Congress. And so maybe it's some kind of a last-ditch effort to say, I'm one of you guys. I'm not like these people. After, of course, exonerating his son and what did he give? 1,000 pardons or something the other day.
Yeah, it's insane.
I think it's a completely empty promise. Like you said, nobody cares what the man thinks. He couldn't get a color change in the hallway passed right now. In the White House. So I don't think anything's going to come of it.
Well, I did read, I mean, you mentioned we were talking about the revenge element to it, because I did read an interesting angle that this is Biden getting his revenge on the Democrats who tried to throw him, who actively threw him under the bus. I think you have an interesting angle on that. What do you think about that?
Well, and look, all this way better than I do, but it has been widely reported that Nancy Pelosi was the head of the little cabal that pushed him out of office, that went to him and said, listen, you can't run. And we forget, but before Kamala was tapped, he was really failing in the polls, and said, look, we have no chance with you. And then he steps down and they put him aside and Kamala comes out. She's even more embarrassing than him, if that's possible. And so she loses. And I think he's just angry about it. I mean, I think he's trying to get back at them, and Nancy specifically, who, as you know, is one of the most prolific insider traders in the history
Egregious.
of Washington, D.C. Yeah, I mean, she's made, what, $260 or $270 million trading stocks just in the last 16, 17 years. And there's some blatant violations. I mean, if anybody wanted to prosecute her or throw her out of Congress for it, they absolutely could. I pulled up a couple examples here, just the really egregious ones, so people know kind of what we're talking about here. I mean, just the last few years, 2021, she put $5 million in Microsoft stock 2 weeks before the Army announced a $22 billion contract with them for augmented reality glasses.
Dang.
She bought $1 million worth of Tesla stock a week before Biden executive ordered the entire government fleet to go electric. And this is before the government hated, all the Dems hated.
Yeah, right.
At the time, he
Before
used their friends. The stock
before he
went up.
bought Twitter. Yep.
Yeah, the next year she buys $5 million worth of call options on NVIDIA. And call options are like this highly leveraged bet. In other words, if it doesn't go up, you're going to lose all $5 million. She has a massive bet on this weeks before they pushed the CHIPS Act through, which is that $52 billion subsidy to NVIDIA and the other semiconductor stocks. She bought Apple right before a House Judiciary vote. I'm sorry, bought Alphabet, Google. Bought Google right before a House Judiciary vote on antitrust regulations. Shocker. Google wins. She made $5.5 million on this trade. So there's lots of these examples over the years, just very obvious, not suspicious timing, not possible, blatantly obvious insider trading that she's used to get rich. And I think you're right. I think he's just kind of throwing her under the bus.
Let's cut to the chase. Will this happen? You mentioned he couldn't get past getting a color change in the hallway of the White House. Will we see Congress actually vote to ban their own stock trading?
That, you put it perfectly. Is Congress going to ban their own stock trading? And that's what people forget. I mean, they're writing the laws. This is their honey hole. This is how a lot of these folks make their money. They're not going to give that up voluntarily. It's like voting to give away your right to vote. Like, who would do that? It's not. It doesn't make any sense. And Biden surely doesn't have any capital to make this happen. So no, I highly, highly doubt this goes through.
Well, the good news is that the timing could not possibly be more perfect. I mean, you're actually holding a free training this week on how these congressmen actually get this inside trading information, and how everyday Americans, ordinary Americans, can actually benefit from it, turning this lemon into lemonade and do it thoroughly, ethically. And
that's what people don't realize is the only silver lining to all this, and why it doesn't really, I mean, I guess it does anger me, but not to a great deal, because you can follow their trades. Thanks to the Stock Act, they have to report what they're buying. It's how I know all these times she's traded inside information. In hindsight, why? But you can follow what they're doing. And so we show people how to do that. There's a public database online you can access. You can see what stocks politicians are buying, and not just politicians. We can see what CEOs are buying, what CFOs, what the members on the board of directors and vice presidents. And, examples like if you've got a little pharmaceutical company in the middle of you're about to release the results of some big drug trials that are going to make you billions of dollars. Well, if half the company is suddenly putting their whole salary into their own company stock right before some big announcement, it's like odds are something good's happening. So that's what we show people how to do. Just find the really obvious ones. It's not as if there's 100 of these a week, but 4 or 5 times a month, we see some that are just so obvious. It looks like such opportunistic buying, either by these executives or by politicians. And we've made a lot of money doing this. I mean, I think our stock portfolio is up over 1,900% since 2017. So we know it works, and we hold these trainings every month, 2 months, but an hour long. Like you said, it's online. It's totally free to attend. It's going to be tomorrow, Thursday, December 19th, 3:00 Eastern. Just put your name, email, phone number, and a link below. We'll send you all the stuff to join. And I just walk people through the whole thing, how to find these trades, what to look for, what to look out for, what our biggest winners had in common. And people are really their eyes are opened a great deal when they see this, because it's just this giant gaping loophole nobody realizes. And it's like, look, you can let the big guys get rich and be angry about it, or you can level the playing field, take the information, use it yourself, right? They're not going to stop doing it. So you might as well make money on it yourself. I mean, they work for you after all.
Right, right, exactly. It's all part. We're all part of the same system, as it were. They may be getting bribes for it. We're not. We're just we're just
totally
profiting
legal.
off of that, right?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I love about it. Gang, this is an amazing opportunity. You don't want to miss out. Just click on the link below. Register for this free online training. Like Ross said, we do one about once a month, and they fill up fast. So don't wait. Again, it's this Thursday, December 19th, 3 p.m. Eastern. Make sure to register now because seating caps off, I believe, at the first 1,000.
It is, yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. Right, the software we use called GoToWebinar, it maxes at 1,000 attendees. It's the bandwidth it has. So once 1,000 come in, it won't let new people in. So we always tell people register early, show up. Even if you can't come, I encourage you to go ahead and register because one thing we do, we send out all the research in our newest trade. So we're going to send, as soon as you register, put your cell number in there. We'll shoot it right to you, and you'll see our full report on the stock. It's layman's terms, plain English. Anybody can understand it. We're like, here's the company. Here's all the people buying the stock. Here's how rare it is. Here's what's happened before, right? And you know, we've given some of these to members before that have made hundreds of percent. I mean, 400% in a couple of months. And so we hope this one does the same. But yeah, I encourage people, you know, see the depth of our research, see what information is available to you. I mean, I can't make you click the buy button, but I'm telling you, this is if you're not taking advantage of these, I just think people are leaving so much money on the table. It's the biggest opportunity available to everyday Americans to follow this stuff. And you know, we've been for several years showing people how to do it and had a lot of great results.
And also the last 4 years have been through some pretty rough, dark times. Now with the golden age about to dawn here on January 20th. I mean, this is
no, you don't know how true that is. I mean, the stock market, right? It's buyers and sellers. It's people pricing in expectations. And you know, when you've got the Biden White House over the economy, I mean, people have been a little bit on edge the last. We've still done well, but like it's been a trepid market. There is not an investor on God's green earth who thinks Trump is bad for the markets.
Right.
I mean, you know, he's cutting regulation. He's cutting government spending. He's removing the red tape, making it easier to come do business. He's lowering corporate taxes and personal taxes and open. I mean, this is a boom situation for the equities market. So you have all the proverbial wind at your back. There's never been a better time to be invested. And I think using this big secret and following, you know, the unfair advantage that these insiders have is one of the best ways to take advantage of that and hopefully make 2025 a very, very profitable year for you, which we believe.
Yeah. Well, no one does it like you, Ross. You're amazing.
Well, thank you.
Seriously. Yeah, gang, click on that link below. Remember, Ross's free trainings fill up very, very fast, even by like the end of this video. So don't wait. Click on that link. I'll be there as well. And we'll see you all on the 19th. Promises to be a game changer. Ross, dude, thanks so much for being with us. Looking forward to seeing you on the 19th.
Thanks, Dr. Steve.
You bet.